Yeah, one of our favorite things is to go to these events and just hand out as much Amanita as we can. We're activating people.
The whole concept of this new kind of church resonated with me because I've been dreaming about this. I've been telling people for 25, 30 years, I've been saying to people, you know what's going to be the greatest thing? When people go to these churches and temples and things and they take mushrooms and they enjoy, and there's music and there's community and everybody really interacts with God. I go, oh, that's going to be so cool.
Quite a few things in today's sermon really stood out to me. Firstly, the hands-on experience of putting caps in palms is so important when it comes to Amanita, because Amentara is giving people the one-on-one experience of sitting with this medicine, consuming this medicine after learning about this medicine.
I waited, and finally when I heard that they were doing it, I had to be here. I told Christian, I will be there because this is a momentous moment to be part of something like that and to eat the Amanita mushrooms and really be in a spiritual space with other people who were in the same frequency vibration. It was really beautiful, and I recommend it to everybody.
Opening us up to the divine feminine and bringing us back to what's been lost. Amentara has been almost a sacred journey for me. It's helped my life, it's helped my mother's life, it's helped a lot of people's lives.
The importance of this change in consciousness being necessary all over. If this can facilitate change, I'm all for it.
When Mitzi was speaking, she mentioned something about finding your voice and saying your piece and speaking your mind, and that really hit me like a ton of bricks.
And as someone who has sat with Amanita before, it was so special witnessing people have their first interaction with the mushroom, folks' minds being opened.
Eating a cap of Amanita has made today more relaxing and more focused for me.
Yeah, we've had this brand that's been growing for quite some time, bringing Amanita here to the States. I took a little bit of Amanita, and yeah, the name Amentara came to me. And Amentara is Amen, Tara. Tara is the divine feminine, the great mother, as we say. And so we're bringing her into physicality through the name.
When I hear Amentara, I think of gratitude, of thanking myself, the universe, God. I think of thanking everything for this moment.
The vision that we see with Amentara is one in which the divine feminine can be infused into the sort of patriarchy that our culture currently has, and not just in a gender or sex-based way, truly at the individual level. We feel like infusing and allowing this vehicle to be a vehicle in a way for the divine feminine to embody that'll heal the individual, which will then therefore help heal the collective.
And Amentara's Sunday sermon really served as a lovely vehicle, providing that experience for everyone who came out today.
The Amentara relaunch is a culmination in my journey in serving the divine feminine, where everyone is their natural selves, being their true characters and not actually masking. And it just feels so wonderful to be in this reality and helping to grow Amentara, and through that, the divine feminine.
That's an awesome question. You know, we go to a lot of festivals and raves and conventions, and we hand out tons and tons of product.
We see our overall mission as to infuse culture with this mushroom and, of course, build the vehicle that is for Tara, Amentara, where we get to offer a myriad of legal psychoactive medicines.
The entire human population, at least in the West, is primed for this mushroom because it's in front of our faces since we're a child. In Mario and Alice in Wonderland and Smurfs and the mushroom emoji on your phone, etc., etc. Yeah, one of our favorite things is to go to these events and just hand out as much Amanita as we can. We look at it as we're activating people.
But yeah, the mission is to infuse Amanita into culture, and those particular things, the raves, festivals, events, it is a perfect place to infuse it into culture. Those are where the leaders are congregating, where the thought leaders are congregating, where people with audiences are congregating.
I see raves, conventions, festivals as a continuation of ancestral gatherings. For some of us, our lineage may have been cut off from gatherings like this for generations and generations, and we are just returning to a place of massive medicinal gatherings.
So raves, festivals, and conventions have a huge role in playing with all these medicines. I feel like for me personally, one of the beginning parts of my journey with these medicines was through rave culture. It was where I discovered various psychedelics of all kinds. And I actually met Christian at LIB, which is a rave, and this is how I discovered Amanita, Canna, and Blue Lotus. Raves really bring a sense of community, and it really brings people together.
These festivals with Amentara get that message out so that people can get a better understanding and not be so fearful of myths and legends that are not true.
When it comes to any social gathering, Amanita relieves anxiety, and it seems to play well with others. And what I mean by that is that it makes you very social. If you take a little Amanita with whatever it is you're doing, you'll find that your come downs and your hangovers are not so extreme. Amanita seems to have this effect on people where if they take a little throughout the day, they feel really good when they wake up in the morning. It seems to be a reoccurring theme, yet everybody's different.
So the role of raves and, let's just say, community events and social events were a requirement for me to reach this point where I can raise awareness about the power of plant medicines. It is the music that drew me into the plant medicine world. Music connected me to plant medicines because music sets a vibrational frequency that people will resonate with, and those people resonate with each other. That leads to increased awareness of what's going on around us and a connection to the plant medicines themselves.
So I believe that in order for us to become our whole selves, we have to embody the whole spectrum of our being. And that includes being able to feel joy and happiness and connection with other people. I believe that if you just set the intention, if you're going to a rave or a place where you're just congregating for fun, if you just set the intention that I'm going to just have fun today with this plant medicine, I'm going to experience joy and happiness. That really is the fundamental purpose of the plant medicine. So with Amentara, you can either heal yourself, you can have fun. Like I said, it gives you exactly what you need at any given point in time. That's how I view the plant medicine.
And yeah, I think that there's maybe a little bit of a shift, at least in certain communities, moving out of the like rave, drug, get fucked up culture and moving more into like more intentional medicine. And like, you can be very intentional and still use psychedelics or psychoactive products at raves or festivals. And I think Amanita is hard to use. It just doesn't really work recreationally. So it has to be intentional, which is a beautiful kind of bridge for anybody to start getting into like more intentional using of any sorts of medicine. So yeah, we love festivals. We love giving out product to as many people as we can.
It's a really awesome, intimate way to get to market to people, hands-on, boots on the ground, and get to see their kind of live reaction and experiences trying Amanita for the first time. So the rave culture festival scene is really important to us, and it's something that we want to go after more aggressively. So yeah, you'll catch us at Lightning in a Bottle next year at a pretty cool capacity.
Raves especially do have the potential to be extremely supportive, extremely healing, and Amentara really respects this place. Amentara wants to be in this place. That's something that I really, really love about Amentara. They want to be there, and they want to facilitate not just the joy of these exuberant gatherings, but also the reverence, the safety, and the sustainability of these practices.
I have tried Amanita before. I love Amanita. I know it's going to be the biggest thing ever.
I've been using Amanita for the past 6 months, and it's really helped me a lot with sleep issues especially.
I have not tried Amanita before today.
I love using it for sleep, and I also love to use a little bit of Blue Lotus before bed as well.
I have tried Amanita before, both Amanita Muscaria and the much more potent Amanita regalis.
I think it's very subtle. It works on a very subtle level. It's just made this whole day very relaxing and focused.
As far as the relief of Amanita Muscaria, there's many uses. It brings about restorative sleep. It is excellent for ADD, ADHD.
Whether it's taking a gummy, making a tea, or just eating a dried cap, I really, really do value Amanita Muscaria as a weekly and if not daily mushroom ally.
And Amanita Muscaria, it helps me become more present, and I think it's important for everyone to become as present as possible.
And for ADHD, wow, you can't help it to think when you see a squirrel, an ADHD person, their head spins. But it gives them that focus to sit and stare at that squirrel instead of looking for another one.
Experiencing Amanita helps me by upregulating my parasympathetic nervous system and gives me this warm blanket feeling. That's what it feels like. And you feel very calmed, and that corroborates the science behind the parasympathetic nervous system being more activated through the GABA pathway, as opposed to other psychedelics that focus on serotonin or dopamine and increasing the sympathetic nervous system.
The first time, it was very subtle. I was really in a bad place. So it was really my second dose that really made me realize the power of it.
One dried cap is a boost in your energy through a day. It's a lift in your mood, maybe even your focus, but you are not gonna start journeying. You are not gonna start tripping out just sitting with one cap.
I remember my first time sitting with Amanita and being like, this is so cool because I really am getting the effect that I was told I was gonna get. And here it is, this mushroom that I'd always been told, oh my God, it's poisonous, don't take that, and all this misinformation. And then you get to this point in 2025 and you go, it's all misinformation. All the seniors need to be taking THC gummies at night, they need Amanita to relax and enjoy their day and go to sleep at night with the tea. And all of these things are here and available for us, and we humans, of course, the joke is we made it illegal. We claim we knew better than nature, better than God, what plants were good and bad, and now we're facing a major addiction, depression, anxiety, PTSD crisis, and everybody's admitting that the stuff we have doesn't work. However, thankfully, we have nature, and we're going to turn back to nature, and we're going to be looked at 200 years from now. We're going to be looked at as the society at the turn of the millennia that went back to nature.
And personally speaking, Amentara gave me my first Amanita experience. So it's so wonderful to be a part of seeing that for so many other people.
It's been a couple of decades since I've explored, so I'm looking forward to it.
Amentara is helping the masses find deeper happiness through sacred and legal plant medicines that seem to have a long-lasting effect on the mind and body.
The divine feminine can be infused into the sort of patriarchy that our culture currently has, and not just in a gender or sex-based way, truly at the individual level. We feel like infusing and allowing this vehicle to be a vehicle in a way for the divine feminine to embody that'll heal the individual, which will then therefore help heal the collective.
What resonated most with me with Amentara's mission is freeing up the divine feminine helping me to explore myself, learn, and grow from it.
So from my perspective, the vision Amentara is bringing is the rise of the divine feminine. When we connect to Amentara, right, I feel this sense of bringing more love and unity and surrender to the world collectively, and embracing each other more unconditionally.
Moving forward with an absolute focus on a return to a state of balance.
The relaunch, I think, is based off of a movement that we've come to have realizations on and downloads from the actual plant Amanita Muscaria itself. She's represented by the divine feminine energy. Tara is the entity that I was able to channel with Amanita Muscaria, and she is the start of the divine feminine rise within all of us and all of ourselves. So as a company, it's a movement to bring forth the tools that the universe gave us so that we can start rebalancing the world. And I'm here for it.
I believe the vision to be a vision of accessibility and sustainability, as well as a correction of misunderstandings around a potent, beautiful shamanic medicine. This medicine has been used all around the world, and it still is so misunderstood to this day.
At the end of the day, it's up to us to take care of our own temple. And if we're not willing to do it, who will? And that's where Christian comes in. He opens our eyes, he educates us, and he shows us another way.
Everybody already has this approachable relationship with the Amanita Muscaria mushroom. They don't even realize it's going to be their go-to-sleep thing, it's going to be their feel better, but because it's not like other mushrooms, which is sort of a testosterone type of experience that could be somewhat chaotic and unclear. But with the Amanita, it's a relaxation, it's a mellowing, and that's what people need right now. They definitely don't need to be, in a lot of cases, more chaotic, so Amanita is gonna save the world.
In lower doses, Amanita Muscaria supports me, helps me. In higher doses, Amanita Muscaria changes me completely in ways that are, I would say, long overdue.
These plants come from Earth, that some people call Gaia or Pachamama, Tara or Sophia.
It's gonna be cool. You just gotta hang on for the movie, enjoy the ride, take Amanita. It's gonna be a lot more fun, a lot more fulfilling if you have more of a spiritual connection while you're going through this.
Amantara's mission is to help heal and awaken humanity to that divine feminine within each one. And it's really, the mission's not about Amanita. The mission's about awakening people to their true selves. Amanita is just one of the tools that we utilize. It's the most efficacious tool that we've utilized so far, but it's really just one of the tools.
Anything else you want to add?
Merry Christmas.